100% of my YouTube channel income from June 2024 will be donated to the Ukrainian Medical Charity. Thanks for your support. So today I'm building this Revell 1/25th scale Ford F-150 Raptor. I'm hoping to recreate the kind of vehicle which could really help provide medical aid to those who really need it in Ukraine. As you can see here, you've got some stickers and some decals with this kit. I'm going to be using the decals, but not all of them. The kit comes in this gloss red with some of the black details. And you can see here a completed one that I built earlier, a couple of years earlier I should say, with my son Greg. You can see a link to that video above. Now I'm starting by priming it in Tamiya light grey primer. I'm covering all of this, including the black trim. And then once that's cured, as you can see here, I'm going to be painting it with this field grey. This is actually more of a dark green, matte green. It's been thinned 50-50 with Tamiya lacquer thinners. Vehicles operating on the front line supporting medical efforts in Ukraine are often painted in colours like this to aid camouflage and to protect those people inside. So there we are, I'm pretty happy with that. Next it was time to mask off so that I could add the black trim. That's around the bed at the back, doors, on the windows and along the roofline. I chose not to do the over fenders as I thought they'd look better in the body colour. So here I'm removing that. I used some Tamiya LP5 semi-gloss black for these parts. There's also some vents near the front wheel. It damaged the paint a little bit around here, but I'm sure I'll be able to fix it a little bit. And this car's supposed to look like it's been used. So there we are, pretty happy with that. Just a few little bits to clean up.
Hi everybody, I'm Mary and I'm a doctor of 114 brigades. Now my department stay in Donetsk district. We take a car of our wounded and take it from battle war to stabilization point. We use this car for evacuation, but we need so much a new car like a Jeep for driving to off-road, because when we use this car it's so difficult for driver and it's not comfortable for patient. So we ask you about help us.
The kit has quite a decent decal sheet, including these orange stripes that go on the seats. It's not absolutely clear where they need to go, so it's just important to try to make them look as best as possible. Try and line them up with the moulded ones on there. The seats have been painted in semi-gloss black already. Here I was using Mr. Mark's setter to help the decals adhere to the seats. There's also some very small Raptor ones that go just below the headrests. Some Mr. Mark softer here was used to help the decals fit into the recesses of the seat. And these ones fold around the shoulders like so. There we are. There's some silver speaker decals which go onto the sides. It's obvious where these go on the front, but there's not really much detail in the back seats door cards, so I'm just choosing where I think they look best. There's also a little Ford decal that goes into the bed here, but I think they should have moulded this really, as you can't really see it once it goes on. The dashboard was also black. Now I'm adding the dials. There's a sat nav that goes in the centre. And then I'm using the Posca paint pen to do the end of some of the dials, switches and things like that. You can also use this paint pen to pick out the details on the steering wheel before adding the Ford badge into the middle, and you've got this little orange thing here that shows the centre of the wheel. This one did go down with a bit of setting solution. Then the wheel is glued into place. In December 2022, my wife Tanya and I drove across Europe for over 1,100 miles to donate a Nissan off-road vehicle to support the effort in Ukraine. Here's how we got on. Good morning, this is Thomas and Tanya, about 15 minutes away from the Eurotunnel with our load of medical aid, warm clothing, sleeping bags and Christmas toys. And, we're doing pretty well. You okay, Tanya?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Yeah. We set off incredibly early to make the most of the limited daylight hours and travelled through France, Belgium, Netherlands and then Germany, all during the first day.
We're entering the Bundesrepublik Deutschland. And there we are now in Germany. It is very wintry here.
We had the car fitted with snow tyres before we left the UK, something which became very, very important as we got further east, the snow became deeper and deeper. Just had a very brief stopover at this incredibly wintry inn. There's Tanya with the cars. We're at services here in Poland, very close to Krakow. You can see it's incredibly snowy, so easily enough to make some good snowballs here. We'll be stopping off at the airport soon to get a hire car, then we'll be going to the drop-off and driving the hire car back. So yeah, see you soon. Stuck in a bit of traffic. You're right, Tanya?
Yeah.
Driven our last mile in the Nissan. How are you feeling?
Very sad to let it go, but you know, it's done us proud. And we're glad that it will go somewhere useful where it can make a difference. So.
Definitely. I think the snow tyres have shown today, you know, this is a really versatile vehicle, and I really hope that it can be used to help a lot of people.
Yeah, thank you.
Our SUV is now being used to transport vital aid in the war-torn regions of Ukraine. It's been painted matte green, like this one here, to help protect those people who are bravely volunteering. My wife Tanya has been continuing to procure medical aid to be sent to Ukraine, and we sent this ambulance loaded up with aid just last week. Tragically, Russia still continues to attack medical vehicles and destroyed this ambulance that was donated by us in 2022, so our continued support is so important. I added the brake light decals over the top of the painted gloss red ones. These aren't great because there's a bit of moulded detail on the tail lights, which it's a bit difficult for the decals to adhere. The ones on the front are much better. When these had cured for a day or so, I went over the top of them with some gloss clear to protect them. I don't normally like spraying clear parts like this, but it worked. Went over these with some semi-gloss black and then added the wheel nuts using some silver Posca paint pen. I also added the Ford decal to the centre. The wheels and tyres are all exactly the same. These chunky tyres would be perfect for off-road driving. I use this curved tweezers at the back to try and prise the backs into place. I've added the central brake light at the back. Then this vent here, I kept it in the bare plastic, as I think that looks most like how it would in real life. Windows clipped into place. Basically, to make these secure, you need to slide the side rear windows into place, and that holds it without the need for any glue. I found a spare rear view mirror in the spares box, coloured it black and silver, and then used a small amount of super glue just to fix that into place where it would go in the real car. I sprayed this down with some semi-gloss clear and then clipped the dashboard into place. This needs a bit of firm pressure. And then that clips in quite easily over these little pins at the front. There's the front lights now that they've been clear coated. Slide them into place on both sides. This had been painted in semi-gloss black. This needed as well a bit of firm pressure. I chose not to put the silver decals on the back, as I thought that they would probably be covered up in real life. Clip these on both sides. You can see additional decals here at the front and space where the number plate goes at the back. Give these a little firm push at both the front and the back and they should click into place. And then when adding the floor to the car, I found it was simpler to clip the back section in before the front. This needed quite a bit of firm pressure. Now the wing mirrors had been painted green and black, and these little reflective decals here needed to be cut out rather than used as regular decals. I then cut them to shape and then pushed them into the openings. You could do this with some foil or aluminium tape if you preferred. Then these slide into place without the need for any glue. I added the British number plate to the back, and there's also some little lights that go either side. And then I cut some white vinyl stickers for the Ukrainian Medical Charity logo. Found that I'd run out of white back decal paper, so I printed these decals onto clear, so then they could go straight onto the white backed vinyl instead. This was good because attaching decals to matte paint isn't always easy, so the vinyl stickers with the semi-gloss finish were much easier. There weren't any wipers, so I drilled some little holes to add a place for them to go. I found these ones in the spare box, which were nearly the right size, probably slightly short, but never mind, they certainly look better than having none at all. I used a small amount of super glue to fix those into place. I then decided to weather up this little step on the side, using a bit of gun metal just to make it look a bit like worn metal instead of just simply black. I really like these Tamiya weathering brushes. I feel this has done a good job. To show it was a medical vehicle, I masked off these little crosses using some Tamiya masking tape. I didn't feel it was that important about it being perfect because many of them are hand brushed in real life, using some Revell matte white. It's not bad, just need to scratch off around the edges. Then chose to add some weathering, including where the windscreen wipers had worked. So I kind of estimated the sort of pattern that the wipers would make when they were working. Then cut this out and stuck it back down. Then went all over that using some mud weathering powder from Tamiya. Went over some other bits of the car as well. It's good to do around the lower portions of the car. Now I need to scruff it up to make it look more natural. Tyres took the mud quite well. Also wanted to make them look old and used. There you can see a difference between the weathered wheel at the front and the unweathered at the back. Then peeled that off, and I'm pretty happy with that. And there it is, finished. Please let me know what you think. I think I've improved this a little bit, certainly added some things that weren't there before, and made it into a pretty unique vehicle. Certainly something that, was it real, it would really be helpful in Ukraine right now. As I said before, my entire YouTube income for the month of June 2024 will be donated to the Ukrainian Medical Charity. There's also a link to the charity down below, so you can find out more about what they're doing. Thanks very much for watching. Please leave a comment, like, share and so forth. I'll see you soon.